Hi guys, you're welcome to another edition of your favorite game plan show. It's live on Pulse, and the main brand is pulse.com.gh, but of course it's Pulse Ghana Sport on Facebook where we are streaming live. My name is Fiifi Anaman. As always, Godfred Akoto Boafo, who is your regular host, is not around today, and so I'm doing the show instead. And thanks for joining us. It's been 29 episodes now. You've stuck with us, and we are very, very appreciative of your support. And today we have a lot of things to discuss. A lot, locally, internationally, but everything Ghana centered. Okay, so let me just tell you about what we'll be discussing. The Black Stars gathered at the Accra Sports Stadium as we do the show along. Let me just check if any of you has commented yet. You know we do the show for you, so everything that you say is very important for us. I'll read it right on the show. Okay, so without much ado, let's go straight into what we'll be talking about today. Now, the Black Stars, which is our first item of discussion today. We all know the Black Stars, you know, have some assignments coming out. Now, on the 11th of June in Kumasi, specifically at the Babaya Stadium, Kwesi Appiah's boys will be taking on Ethiopia as part of qualification for the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations, which will be taking place in Cameroon. That's our first fixture. Also in our group is Sierra Leone and Kenya as well. So we'll be following that for you. Now, the Black Stars gathered at the Accra Sports Stadium for the first time since Kwesi Appiah returned as coach. Now, 16 players out of the 30 that he named last week turned up, and I'll be taking you through the list of the people who were present at the ground. We had Daniel Amate, we have Vice Captain Andrea Ayew, Samuel Safo of Liberty Professionals was there, Jordan Ayew of Swansea was there, Fiifi Anaman of Torino was there, Abdul Majid Waris of Lorient was there, Rashid Sumaila, who is currently based outside, was also there, Frankie Champon, who recently won a league title with Anderlecht in France, was there. Yaya Boah, the young Yaya Boah, formerly of the Black Satellites, currently plays at FC20. He was also in there. Daniel Dakwa, and the defender from Aduana Stars, the Oja boys, was also in there. One of the local boys in the squad, Nicolas Opoku Brekum Chelsea, was also there. Thomas Ejapon, a former Ghana under 17 player, was also there. Winfo Kobina, House of Folks' own Maestro Winfo Kobina, was also in there. Felix Anan of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, the goalkeeper, was also in there. Then Richard Ofori, who is a goalkeeper for Wa All Stars, who was also indeed one of the goalkeepers at the AFCON, was also there. We have Joseph Ado, a goalkeeper, also invited. So yes, we had 16 players out of the initial 30 that Kwesi Appiah named. Now, out of the 30 players that Kwesi Appiah named, interestingly, about 12 of them have not won Ghana Cup. So Kwesi Appiah given a lot of opportunities to new players in there. Now, let me just tell you a bit of who missed out. Obviously, the headline was Asamoah, and he has not joined the squad yet. And we are hearing grapevine sources that he's had a conversation with Ghana coach Kwesi Appiah regarding his fitness. And we might not be seeing a lot of Asamoah for the Black Stars and Kwesi Appiah because of his fitness issues. We'll be following this as always, as we do on a game plan. We'll bring you more updates in subsequent edition. Now, Adam Larson Kwarase, he was also absent, but he'll be joining the team soon. Many people have made a lot out of a perceived clash between Kwarase and Kwesi Appiah. Remember when Kwesi Appiah was Ghana coach from 2012 to 2014, what happened was that he favored Fatal Dauda over Kwarase, so people thought that they had problems. But yes, he invited him, and so Kwarase is back in the squad, yet to join training there. And Harrison Affo based at Columbus Crew in the US MLS, also yet to join the squad. So yes, the Black Stars preparing for Ethiopia on June 11th. That will be in Kumasi Baba Yara Stadium. They will also be playing the Mexicans, yes, Mexico, on the 28th of June. That will be in Houston, Texas, in the United States. And they will also be playing the US of A on the 1st of July. That will be in East Hartford, Connecticut. So yes, 3 games coming up, June 11th, June 28th, and July 1st. Now, let me tell you something interesting that happened yesterday before the training session. Captain Andre Ayew and his junior brother, Jordan Ayew, you know they are back in the country. Andre Ayew was even at Ghana Meets Niger. Those of you who are loyal readers of Pulse, we did the story. I'm sure you saw it. You know, he having fun at the Accra International Conference Center. Now, yesterday, before going to the training session at the Accra Sports Stadium, Andre Ayew, Jordan Ayew in their car, bumping to Mr. Easy's takeover or leg over, whatever it's called. I'm not so much of a pop culture enthusiast, but yes, Mr. Easy's track playing in the background. Let's take a listen. Take a listen. We'll play this video for you. Leg over. My baby give me leg over. Hang over. Baby she give me leg over. Okay, so that was Andre Ayew and brother Jordan Ayew having fun in their car en route to the Black Stars training yesterday. That was on Wednesday at the Accra Sports Stadium. Now, let me just tell you a bit of news regarding the Black Star. Now, today, June 1st, FIFA released their rankings sponsored by Coca-Cola, and the Black Stars have dropped 4 places. Can you imagine? We are now 49th in the world. This is what Abraham Grant has left us, his legacy. The Israeli has left the country and we keep stumbling downwards and downwards, on a downward spiral. So we are now 49th in the world and 9th in Africa. We almost left the top 10. Can you imagine? The Black Stars now 9th in Africa. A lot for Kwesi Appiah to do there. So that's what is happening in the camp of the Black Stars. Before we move on to our next story, let me just see those of you who are watching the show to see if you've left any comments. So yes, thanks for joining us. I can see Godfred Akoto Boafo watching the show. Godfred, good afternoon. We hope you are doing great, and you have to come and explain to us why you missed the show today. So that's a game plan streaming live on Facebook. Now let's move on to our next story. We'll be talking about Sadick Adams. Who remembers Sadick Adams? Now, during the 2007, it was 2007 World Cup, under-17 World Cup played in Peru. It was, I believe, Ghana was 4th in that tournament. Now, we had a very, very interesting striking force, very potent one. We had Ransford Asay and Sadick Adams. This is the same Sadick Adams we are talking about today. He has joined Kumasi Asante Kotoko, and he joined them before the start of the second round, but he had some issues. Now, Kotoko reportedly has some issues with the length of his contract as well as his demands, but finally, Sadick Adams has joined the Porcupine Warriors, and on Wednesday afternoon, indeed, he trained at Adakojachi. So yes, Kotoko fans, now you have Richard Atta of Wow Stars and also Sadick Adams. So you expect to be firing from all cylinders in the second round, especially now that you have a new coach as well, Steve Pollack in charge. Kotoko will be playing Great Olympics this weekend in the Ghana Premier League. So, some positive vibes coming out of the camp of the Porcupine Warriors. Remember, they went 8 consecutive league games without a win. And last weekend, they won at Tema. And Baba Mahama doing justice to that game and giving Kotoko a much needed win. I mean, they had gone so long without a win. And finally, Kotoko are expected to kick things up. So that's it. Sadick Adams is 27. He's played at so many clubs. He's played at Ashanti Gold. He's played at Brekum Chelsea. He's had stints in Saudi Arabia, FK Vojvodina in Serbia, Etoile du Sahel, up north in Africa. He's been everywhere. And now he is back in Ghana. In fact, his last stint after Brekum Chelsea, those of you remember, he captained Brekum Chelsea just a few months or a year, whatever it was ago, seasons ago. Now, his last stint was in Turkey, in fact. And so he's returned to Ghana to play for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Sadick Adams for Kotoko, we wish him all the best. And also, please remember to follow the Ghana Premier League when it resumes this weekend across many league centers. Kotoko playing Great Olympics there as well. Now let's move on to our last story that we'll be discussing today. Kwadwo Asamoah Kwadwo Asamoah, let me just take a breather on that and check what is happening as we are streaming live on Facebook. But remember, we are on the Game Plan Show. This is the 28th episode, so we've come a long way here. Thanks for joining us once again. I will zoom straight into what is happening in Italy in the camp of Kwadwo Asamoah. Now, Juventus will be moving into Wales very soon. Wales, because that is where the Champions League final will be taking place on Saturday in Cardiff. Yes, at the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. So yes, that's what is happening this Saturday. And Kwadwo Asamoah's Juventus have been promised a huge sum of money by their president, Andrea Agnelli. Now, Andrea Agnelli is saying that he will be investing 9 million euros. Listen to this, 9 million euros in the Juventus squad. Now, Juventus have not won the Champions League since 1996. So it's been 2 decades and a year, 21 years without a trophy. And so they are thirsty for it. I mean, they lost the 2015 final to Barcelona, those of you remember, by 3-1. And now they are back facing another Spanish club, another giant of European football, Real Madrid, who will be chasing their 12th, can you imagine, 12th UEFA Champions League title. And Andrea Agnelli is saying, you know what? We've been labeled nearly men for a long time. Now, I don't want you guys to lose this final. I'm promising each player 350,000 euros. Listen to this, 350,000 euros. This means that Kwadwo Asamoah, who might not even play in Saturday's final, stands to gain 1.7 million Ghana cedis. 1.7 million Ghana cedis if Juventus win this trophy. If he doesn't play the game, he'll still take home the money because he's part of the 26-man squad for the final. This is very interesting coming in from Andrea Agnelli. Now let me tell you a bit about Andrea Agnelli, who is the chairman of Juventus. Now his cousin John Elkann is from the famous Agnelli family, as he is. He is the chairman, and John Elkann, the chairman of Exor, who control Juventus. Now Andrea Agnelli's great-grandfather Giovanni Agnelli actually founded Fiat, which is a famous automobile company in the world. It's now known as the FCA, the Fiat Chrysler Automobile, and which is the 7th largest producer of automobiles in the world. So they are a very, very rich family. I mean, Andrea Agnelli, who is the current president of Juventus, his uncle was known as Gianni Agnelli. Now, Gianni Agnelli, at a point, used to control what, 4% of Italy's GDP. Can you imagine? 4%, just one man, via his control of Fiat, controlling 4% of the GDP and about 3% of the industrial workforce. So there's a very, very powerful family there. Andrea Agnelli, Giovanni Agnelli, Eduardo Agnelli, John Elkann, you know, this family that owns Juventus. So they are very, very rich. And so when they say they are promising money, know that they do it big. So Kwadwo Asamoah, this is motivation for you and your teammates, you know, Bonucci and Chiellini and the rest. This is motivation for you. Higuain as well, to beat Real Madrid and take home the boot. Take home the cash, Kwadwo Asamoah, and make Ghana proud. Kwadwo Asamoah stands to become the 6th Ghanaian to be crowned champion of Europe. Of course, he missed out in the 2015 final. He spent 5 seasons at Juve already, won 5 Scudetti. And so, you know, the Champions League is the missing thing on his CV. And remember, so many clubs are circling. If you go to England, Southampton are prepared to table about £10 million for him. If you go to Turkey, Galatasaray are also in the hand for Kwadwo Asamoah, who is currently 28, and so we'll be looking to move away from Turin after Saturday. And we hope that Saturday will be the highest point of his Juventus career. Whether he gets to play or not, we hope that Kwadwo Asamoah brings home the 1.7 million Ghana cedis or 350,000 euros promised by Andrea Agnelli. So that's it, Kwadwo Asamoah. We wish you all the best on Saturday as you, you know, embark on your UEFA Champions League final. Let me check. We are live on Paul's Ghana Sports on Facebook. There's one comment here. Why no Achu? I still don't understand. This is from Kwesi Appiah. Kwesi Appiah. Why no Achu? Now Achu is injured, Kwesi Appiah. He was not named in the squad because he was injured. But some of the players weren't named because of other issues. Now yesterday, Godfred was in the studio explaining to you that there are rumors that Kotoko said some unsavory things about Kwesi Appiah, and that cost him his place in the squad. Of course, Kotoko is all over town. He was on Silver FM in Kumasi, City FM yesterday, in Accra, defending himself, saying, you know what, I didn't say anything, oh. I don't have any problem with Kwesi Appiah, oh. But people with deep throat sources in the squad say Mubarak Okaso is in a bit of trouble with Kwesi Appiah, and so, you know, he's being paid back for what he said. Yeah, we'll be following this as well. So that's it for you. Wesley Brains Elikem. Achu is currently injured, and we hear he has an injury after Newcastle won the championship, the EFL championship. Remember, Christian Achu has signed a permanent deal with Newcastle as well. Now, Isifu Yakubu is saying, how many local players? Isifu Yakubu, let me see. Samuel Safo is in there, Nicholas Opoku is in there, Winfo Kobna is in there. There are 2 goalkeepers in there. So about 6, I think. I will have to confirm. I'll do a quick check for you, Isifu, and give you the exact figure. Why no Thomas, says Jacob Jackson Jr. Now, Jacob Thomas in Japan is actually with the squad. He was part of the 16 players who trained at the Accra Sports Stadium yesterday. We had our reporter, Emmanuel Ayamga, in there. He brought us a comprehensive report on what happened. Remember, about 30 players were named by Kwesi Appiah, and 16 of them are currently in the country and so could make training, including Vice Captain Andre Ayew. So that is what is happening in the squad of the Black Star. Now, Kwame Dennis Click, you are saying, we don't have a problem in midfield. Let's give the local coach a chance. It's interesting, Kwame Dennis Click. Thanks for your comment. You are saying that we should give Kwesi Appiah a chance. Kwesi Appiah, of course, this is his 2nd stint with the Black Stars. First stint from 2012, April 2012 to September 2014, and he was confirmed again in April 2017. So he's back in charge after some years in Sudan, where he managed Al Khartoum for a while. Now, Abbas Bundu Bangura. Abbas, you are saying, I am happy for Asamoah. I am Sierra Leonean, but I admire his continuing spirit so much. I don't know if you are talking about Asamoah Gyan or Kwadwo Asamoah. Whichever one of them you are talking about. Asamoah Gyan is here to join the squad, the Ghana squad, for the preparations for the Ethiopia game. But Kwadwo Asamoah will be involved in Juve's clash with Real Madrid on Saturday as well. So thanks for watching. You are Sierra Leonean, Abbas Bundu Bangura. And Brown Mensa, you are saying you are watching from Malaysia. Thank you very much for watching us from Malaysia. Brown Mensa. Now we have Godwin Quist. Sorry, you are saying the best squad so far. Interesting. Best squad so far. Now remember, this squad includes 12 players without caps. So if you are saying in the best squad, I guess it's because you are thinking that Kwesi Appiah is giving chances to people to come and prove their worth, to come and strut their stuff. Now remember, Kwesi Appiah is known for giving players. This same Mubarak Akaso, who is going around saying, you know, he's disappointed that he was snapped for bench warmers, was introduced into the squad by Kwesi Appiah. So Kwesi Appiah brought in so many players. Christian Achu is now one of Ghana's jewels in world football. He plays at Newcastle. Who brought him into the Black Star squad? Kwesi Appiah. So Kwesi Appiah has been doing a lot of scouting. You know, there might be a lot of questions about his tactical acuity and all that. But then when it comes to identifying talent, trust Kwesi Appiah to get the job done. Now remember, there's a current player in the squad. He's a left back. He plays at 1860 Munich. It's called Lumo Agbenyenu. Yes, very, very good left back. I've watched highlights of him and I've read a lot about him. And you know, this is the kind of player that I'm not sure any Ghanaian expected him to be named in the squad, but he's in there as well. We have Mohamed Abu, formerly of Manchester City, now of Columbus Crew, in the squad. You know, Thomas Ejapon, former Ghana youth player, now in the squad. Yaya Boa, remember Yaya Boa from the class of 2015 Black Satellite. He was one of their instrumental players, a playmaker. He's currently in the squad as well. And Raphael Dramna, of course, scorer of 30 goals in Europe this season, is in the squad. Remember, Avram Grant dropped Raphael Dramna ahead of the AFCON in Gabon. So a lot of things happening for the Black Stars. Now, Ibrahim Sultan Anyas, you are saying, who is our goalkeeper now? Ibrahim, this is a very interesting question. Now, Razak Brahma was actually dropped from the squad. We are hearing that he called. He called to ask why he was dropped. Of course, you know why you were dropped. You've not paid your fine. You know, you went on Facebook Live to insult Ghanaians. You were asked to pay $2,500 as a fine. You've not paid. You now too, you've made only 5 appearances across 30 games in a second division club in Spain, Cordoba. And you want to be called to a Black Star. So he's definitely not our #1 at this point. But we have Richard Ofori in there. He was our goalkeeper in our 3rd and 4th playoff at the AFCON with against Burkina Faso. So Richard Ofori might just be our number one. Also, Adam Larsen Kwasi, who had a terrible season, surprisingly has been named in the squad. So we don't know who our number one is yet. I guess we leave it in the hands of Kwesi Appiah. Ibrahim, you're also saying Wakaso. We're also saying the same thing. Wakaso, but he's an interesting player, very, very brilliant, and so we have you know, so much to say about him. But then again, he's a very, very interesting player. O2 Phillips, you are saying you are watching live from Italy. I really like your program. Thanks so much for following the Game Plan show. We always strive to bring you the very best in what is happening. David Menu, you are saying, I'm sorry I joined you late. Please kindly give me an update. Now, David, we've been talking about the Black Stars. We've been talking about Kwadwo Asamoah. We've been talking about Sadick Adams, who started training with Kotoko yesterday. So that's the lowdown for you. And Kwabna Chase, you are saying tactical Kwesi Appiah is being sincere to Wakaso. That's all. Interesting that you're calling Kwesi Appiah tactical, because not many people believe that he's that tactical. Anyway, so that's it for us from the Game Plan show for today. We're streaming live on Facebook, Pulse Ghana Sport. My name is Fiifi Anaman, doing the show in place of Godfred Akoto Boafo, who will hopefully be back with you on Monday for everything that is happening in Ghanaian sports. Thanks for joining us. See you tomorrow. See you on Monday.